Well, hi, everybody. Welcome to the gathering room here in Village Green Lodge and Sunset Pizza in Ephraim, Wisconsin. Today is, it's been a really special day. There's been a lot of warm weather coming through. And what's been really fun too is we've concluded Fear Ball. So we're actually in the height of the summer, and it has been hot, hot, hot today. And speaking of hot, I'm going to play a little song, and of course, Brianna and Eric are here from Vintique, which is kind of up on the hill in North Ephraim, and we're going to talk about Vintique, and we're going to talk about these two. But first, as always, I'm going to play a little song, and I'd love if you guys sang along when you get the urge, when you feel.
We might get the urge. We might get the urge.
Trailers for sailor rent, rooms let for 50 cents. No phone, no pool, no pets. Ain't got no cigarettes, all but 2 hours of pushing broom. Buys a paper 12 4-bedroom. I'm off. I'm a man of means by no means. King of the road. Third boxcar, midnight train. Destination, Bangor, Maine. Old worn out suits and shoes. Ain't got no union dues to smoke. Old stogies that I have found. They're short, but they're not too big around. This is a horrible rendition.
No.
I know every engineer on every train, all the children and all of their names, every handout in every town, every like ain't like when no one's around. Oh, trailers for sailor rent, rooms are let for 50 cents. Oh, no pets. Ain't got no cigarettes, all but 2 hours of pushing broom. Buys a D for 12 4-bedroom. I'll get in here. I'm a man of means by no means. King of the road. So that was, thank you, audience members. That was beautiful. Thank you. It's much better when I was hanging out by myself.
Oh, that was good.
Thank you. I just, a little affirmation goes such a long way. I really appreciate it. But thrilled that you two are here.
Thank
because,
you.
well, lots of different reasons. But what I really love is the fact that, the two of you are a couple and you're running your business together. And your business is so unique. And that rhymes with Vintique.
Which is one of the reasons why it was named Vintique.
Oh, so do tell us the story. Yeah. This is exactly why we're here, hard-hitting journalism.
Dig into the story, right? Yeah. So, well, Vintique, vintage, antique, unique. So we decided to kind of do a little play on words, something catchy.
Throw them in a blender and it's what sticks.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm dying to actually know, how is it? Because I love your story. You get a lot of different interesting things, and they are unique. They're not all vintage though. I'm just kind of curious, how do you go and procure all of this cool stuff?
Yeah, well, so we the vintage things that we get mostly come from our consigners.
And so people bring this stuff to you.
Yes, people bring the stuff to us. People looking to get their stuff rolling. We actually have people that go out and pick for us. So we have some people that bring things that are like, okay, here's this box in the attic that we have been tripping over and we need to get rid of this stuff.
Sure.
But then we have people that started that way and they're like, ooh, this is fun.
Yeah.
I want to go picking.
Sure.
So we have consigners that just continuously, they're out there picking. which is great for us because we don't really have a lot of time to do that.
Right.
you know.
So are these people part of some kind of a network, or are they just strictly doing it for
Really,
you? Or?
just, yeah, again, some people are like, okay, I really am trying to downsize and make our lives more efficient. But, then we get these folks that just
learned how much they've enjoyed it, and
yeah.
now they're out there just hunting. They're like, hey, what do you want to do? I'm gonna go look for it. I'm gonna find it for you, and just kind of bringing everything in.
Interesting.
So,
Yeah, and like we have people that are like, we know that this will be suitable for you, and they may pick for like other resale shops too, so they kind of know like, okay, here's my Vintique pile, here's a pile for like maybe the simple solution or the claims, like,
Sure.
so we, between our resale shops, we share a lot of the consigners.
Interesting.
Mhm.
Okay, so these guys are picking, and they may very well have a shop in Green Bay that they provide stuff for that they've found.
They might, yeah.
possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
So-
they kind of learn like the niche of each little shop, and like, this might be suitable for you guys, but if you don't want it, no problem, we'll take it somewhere else.
Right. Interesting.
Cool, yeah.
So do you think that this has gained a degree of popularity simply because of the show, the pick on Amy, I think it is, the Pickers show?
Yeah, I would say probably in the last like 15 years, the whole resale concept has gotten really big.
Right.
So you see more and more resale shops. Now we've started infusing more home and gift as well.
Okay.
So that actually inspired us to change our logo
Yes,
and
that's a great sign.
tagline.
Oh, your
Thank you.
tagline's changed.
Yes. So now we say home gift resale,
I got you.
because we are also sourcing some other things as well. Just trying to bring folks things that are
Kind of contemporary, the new flair that, and kind of display everything together, kind of show how you can do new items, the cool vintage pieces, and
Sure.
make a really neat room or just theme.
Right. Little,
Yeah.
accent, the decoration.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at me, huh?
Right?
Yeah.
I'm kind of getting the lingo just hanging out. with you.
Throwing out the lingo.
This is good stuff.
maybe
right.
you need to come for the next shop flip.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now tell me about the shop flip. So you gathered all of the stuff. It's there for sale. And then if it doesn't sell, then do you provide that back to other pickers? Do you discount everything? How do you?
Yeah, so what we do is like for our consignment, when people bring things in, it has 3 months on the floor.
Okay.
And after 2 months, then we actually lower it down, put it into our clearance room, try to give it like a little nudge out
Sure.
the door. And then the consigners can take it back. Or we do try to, if they don't want it, we'll donate. And we try to go to a local charity.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of keep it close
Mhm.
and help out, as locally as we can
Yeah.
for those items that they don't want back.
So are most of the consignment stuff things that, like you say, they found in their garage, they don't particularly really want it anymore, they provide it to you. If you were to sell it, then they get their cut.
Mhm.
If it doesn't sell, then you give them the option that, look, we'll give it back to you, or we're going to get it to a
Correct.
charitable organization.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Nice.
And it has a good flow that way. Everything kind of rolls through. It's 3 months and
All fresh.
all
kind of,
fresh. And my customers know that follow our social media
Sure.
that like every week I'll do these markdowns of like the fresh batch going into the clearance. And we have a lot of people. Actually, I'm going to do it today because it's Wednesday.
Oh, Wednesday's
It's
your big day.
clearance day.
No,
It is.
That's great. So now, Eric, I got to ask you, I mean, as you're a muscular guy. Do you have to basically carry all this stuff? Is that your job?
There's a lot of carrying involved, and furniture needs moving, and somebody needs to move the furniture.
You're right. Now, and really, I mean, do you bend with your knees and not with your back?
Always with the knees.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Do you wear the belt every once in a while?
I haven't done that yet.
Okay.
It's
Perhaps.
maybe in the future, but
So with the big item, do you actually use the strap that goes around and
admittedly, I tend to just kind of like bear hug whatever it is and just pick it up and move it.
So there's no size limit then on any of the items that you procure through consignment.
No, and when we do shop flips, I'll be like, okay, we're gonna move like this big piece of furniture, but just give me a minute over here. I'm over here putzing. I turn around,
And it's
like the
gone.
giant piece is where I wanted it, and I'm just like, really? I can't believe you just did that.
So do you ever have those instances where it gets hung up on the wall and then you step in and say, no, I want it over a few inches this way. I wanted it.
Well, I'm gonna give Eric a really good compliment.
Oh,
here.
here we go.
You know,
Oh, wow.
Eric, here we go. Yeah.
We're recording.
You're right.
Oh, absolutely.
This is on record. He has a great eye to help me in the shop. It's
That's neat,
been
yeah.
amazing to like put our visions together. But when it comes to pretty much anything you see on the walls at Vintique, he put it up there.
Nice.
Now I kind of map it out and plan it out, but like he's getting so good with taking the vision that I'm just like, okay, I want this here, this here, this here, and he can do it.
Good work.
Yeah.
At least a try.
And nice.
Right?
Absolutely. Yeah, that's the way to go. And, you
Yeah.
know, I mean, obviously it's, it's challenging working with your spouse. So it's great that you guys can work together and you found a formula that's working, which is
Mhm.
great. So the new tagline, I kind of missed that early. What is the new tagline?
So
is?
it's home gift resale.
Got it. Okay.
So we're
Nice.
really trying to infuse, like, next to the things that people bring us, the vintage, the gems,
Right.
the jelly and the donuts.
Sure.
The vintage, the
Yeah,
vintage
little powdered
gems.
sugar.
But right, absolutely. But in addition, now we're really trying to infuse, and I've been kind of hunting for these like cool vendors that are regional, national, that are artisans to bring like a contemporary, but also like a handmade flair into it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that these give an outlet to some artists that otherwise
Mhm.
would have a difficult time perhaps getting into a gallery, they would come to you.
Yeah. All different kinds of things we've been bringing in. So it's
Okay.
actually been really exciting, like candles. We actually just got these great Bigfoot t-shirts, which have been a huge hit. They're just flying out. So
Nice.
that's awesome.
Because
So,
Bigfoot is real, as we all know.
Absolutely. He's in Northport.
Oh, right now? Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I thought Newport. I thought he was at the park, but
Well, maybe.
yeah.
he might
He
be.
might commute.
Northport's in Michigan.
Oh,
Northport is above us,
Well, there's
in
one-
Michigan.
I'll be darned. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not an answer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
Hey,
he's all over that guy.
Bigfoot could be there.
That's
he
true.
could be here, but
So you've got t-shirts that are specific, kind of like you guys are the only show in town for the Bigfoot t-shirts.
well, that I've seen.
Right.
Yeah, just
right.
it was just a fun company that I found, and
Nice.
I think they're
Yeah.
based like in the Smoky Mountains. And
I
we're
think
like,
so.
okay.
Yeah.
You know, but that's been the fun part of the home gift aspect of it, is that I've been opening the door to me sourcing things
Sure.
also,
Right.
whereas in the past years it's just been consignment. But I
Gotcha.
decided I wanted to open up my offerings
Nice.
a little
Nice.
bit. Yeah.
So talk to us a little bit about what the interaction with your customers, because you're walking into a Vintique type store, and which is really, frankly, there's no store like yours
Oh, thank you.
in Northern Door that I'm aware of. But I frankly don't get out that much. But really, you have a very unique store. So the interaction with your customers, they come in, they're looking around, and then you see them pick up a piece and you realize this is going to go home with this person. How does that interaction go with you, with your customers? What are you gaining out of that?
Yeah. So from the beginning, I've always kind of had this philosophy of just letting customers have the space. I really try not to be like, hey, today we have a sale on, I'm just not, that's just not my personality.
Sure.
So I just let people enjoy the space. And a lot of times people tell us, you have to go around this place 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
And because you've been in, I mean,
Sure.
we try not to jam it too tight, but there's things high, low, all over the place.
Right.
So I just kind of let people take their time, take their space. I often have men pop in and they're like, I lost my wife in here.
Oh yeah, sure. Do you
Like,
offer
oh, she's
seating
in here,
outside?
she's in here.
Do you offer seating outside? for the gentleman?
We really don't have anything. I mean, occasionally we'll have an outdoor set sitting out there, and we'll have a seat if you'd like.
Yeah.
Or purchase it and take it home with you.
Or
Or take it home, yeah.
Yeah, we've
Nice.
often joked about like, should we do like yard games or something out there for the folks? Because sometimes we'll get people that they do a quick lap and then their significant other or like their mom is still shopping and
Sure.
like, okay, well, I'm gonna go outside.
Right.
Or
I don't know.
kids, or
Yeah.
you know, kids aren't necessarily wanting to run through. So I don't know, is there a way to get them something to do maybe? But
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But we actually have a lot of kids and then the parents will say they wanted to come here,
Oh, nice.
which really means a lot to us.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And we always have like books, games, puzzles. So there's always something for them to
I saw
scope out.
one time you had, and I know that it's already gone because it's like the coolest vintage deal, but it was the Rock'em Sock'em Robots. You had that in there, and I almost pulled the trigger. I should have, but I didn't. So that was a bummer
Yeah.
on my part. I'm sure somebody's having a lot of fun with the Rock'em Sock'em. But I mean, that's the kind of stuff that's you know, you're focused on, which is fun. Yeah, and among a lot of other things, and a lot of other things that you know, I've bought some stuff just because I really kind of like the same kind of thing on some of the items, which is it's always great. One of the things that we do here in the gathering room is we talk about hiking, and I would love to hear from you two what your favorite hikes or hike. You know, trying to narrow it down to one. We don't want to.
narrowing it down to one up here is tough.
I know.
There's a lot of great spaces.
I mean,
but
actually, speaking of Newport, I love that whole area.
Oats Trail.
I mean,
Mhm.
just that whole, and what I like about it is you could do it 20 different times, but take different paths.
Right.
Like I find that one to be really neat because it's like a new adventure every time. And sometimes I don't always remember, like, wait, will this wind out by the water?
Yeah.
Or am I going to be in that cool pine zone over here? And sometimes you don't know, but that's the adventure.
It does kind of feel sometimes like you're lost.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
It does sometimes, which
Yeah.
is nice if that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
Right. If that makes you nervous, don't do it. But I'm with you.
Well, right.
That's,
Yeah.
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Eric, what about you? I mean, you can't just agree because Brianna said Oats Trail. You can't say
Wow.
Oats Trail. You got to pick something else.
I mean, the Door Bluff up in Ellison Bay is always great. Getting out there, you know, go out on that walkway and
Sure.
Mhm.
watch the sunset. Not a far hike when you drive in at all, but there's some really nice trails off there that, you know, run along the bluffs.
I have heard, I've never witnessed it myself, that there is a pyroglyph on that trail at some point when you're down towards the bluff, towards the water, I should say, and you look up and apparently there's some kind of a pyroglyph, but I've not seen it myself. Have you ever seen it?
Oh.
I haven't, but I have heard that. I would like to find it.
Me too.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And the thing of it is, really, when you get right down to it, we really can't determine whether, frankly, Bigfoot might be down there too.
Right.
You know, I mean, that's
Now they're
Right.
scratching on the stones.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure.
This is why we
It's,
have to-
that's it. Yeah, yeah. So, well, that's great. Let me give everybody a PSA. We this Monday introduced an Ephraim up in Uptown, or as everybody around here calls it, North Ephraim. You guys are on the hill, so you tell me. You opine on your thoughts on, is it Uptown or is it North Ephraim?
Well, I'll be honest. Literally before sitting right here in this chair, I've never heard it referred to as Uptown.
I have started.
He's starting a trend here. I do hear North Ephraim, and actually, like, you know, we just did our advertisement in like the Go
Oh.
Guide,
Sure.
and they had asked, now, you know, do you want to be part of, like, we have a whole special section that's North Ephraim,
Right.
and actually referred to that way. So, I hear it.
You are halfway in between North
Yeah, we're
Ephraim and,
kinda right
and
there.
downtown. So what do you guys? Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
I mean, we're not exactly in the historical district because we're not down the hill.
That's right.
We're really like one of the only businesses, it's mostly residential
You're
in
absolutely
the
right.
stretch from like the Anderson dock up to, let's say, SIP.
Sure.
It's really just us and the Wood Rabbit.
Yes.
to us.
Yeah.
So we're kind of,
Acupuncturist.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we're a little bit like on our own because we're not quite in the North Ephraim grouping of businesses.
We're
But
kind of like Sasquatch. We're just hanging out
Again,
there.
this is a wonderful theme today. I love it. You're absolutely right. It really is just like Bigfoot, or as they call it in some parts of the world, Yeti.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, it's this is fun. So the thing that I think is will be kind of interesting for you guys is when they finally do connect downtown with North Ephraim with some kind of a trail system. I can only assume that it's going to be part of the highway based on right-of-way activity, but that will take people directly by your shop. And I have to say, one of the nicest things about your shop, among many others, is that as you're going around the curve, there, and it's only relegated to the street. It's not relegated to your business, but there's like a cell phone dead zone right there.
There
It is the Bermuda
is.
Triangle of reception.
I know, I'm talking Sasquatch and the Bermuda
yeah.
Triangle.
Oh yeah, we have so many customers that will take pictures of things and they're like, well, hang on, I'd like to send this to my sister
Sure.
real quick because I want to see if
And-
she wants it. And we just have to suggest to people, you might want to like step out towards the parking lot
Right.
because for some reason in our building,
Oh, you got
maybe
yeah,
it's
your
the
little channels.
limestone
Yeah.
turret. I don't know, but I mean, we're connected to the Wi-Fi, but if
Right.
you just like walked in there, chances are no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And every time I'm in Nelson's, when you go to the back, there, I mean, it's the, I think it's the metal building. You just can't get any reception.
Yeah.
So I always have to kind of take pictures and then pull them up on my phone before I go in so I can see what I need. Really, this doesn't have anything to do with Vintique.
It's just one of the like,
yeah.
it's just one of the tricks of living up here. Like you just kind of learn where, like you know that your phone's gonna drop out. You know, we'll be listening to music down A, and then we're like, and go
And
on.
out.
Right. And here it comes back again. Yeah.
Sometimes when our credit card reader is struggling, I'll just say to my customers, so one of the great things about Door County is being a bit disconnected.
Yeah.
One of the frustrating things is being a bit disconnected. And they always laugh while I'm
Yeah.
sitting there like, sorry, the credit card's not
And they
working."
laugh nervously because
Yeah.
they wonder whether or not somebody's
Like,
dipping
did they-
into their account and
Yeah.
Right, like what's happening.
Right.
Right.
But yeah, we're actually very fortunate with our, you were asking me before, like the interactions with our customers. Vintique customers are very low key. And I
yeah.
love them.
Mhm.
Yeah,
There's
they just
something
come
about
in, they're very
antiquing.
chill. Yeah.
It's
They're
really
just having fun, they're relaxing.
yeah.
Yeah.
I've always enjoyed kind of the odor
Mm.
of going into an old barn, not your building, but you know, so back in the day, you know, going to just old buildings that had
Mm.
crazy old stuff in it that
Yeah.
you know probably it's on the wall of the Bennigans now, you know.
Right.
You know, but
Right.
this stuff was just, and just the odors were always
Mm.
just kind of rich with history and
Yeah.
just this dust that just never seems to, you know, just it's like the patina, but it's an odor. you
Yes.
know?
Right.
Yeah,
Well, I'll reveal a funny secret
lay it on.
to you and the audience here.
The world is
The
watching.
world is watching. Anytime we get an old book, and we get a ton of them.
You
Old
leaf
books
through
have
it.
been a big thing lately. But it's just like it's muscle memory. I just have to like take a smell.
Yeah,
I do it to
That's
every
such a
single
good
one.
book.
it's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, it's like just like there's something about the smell of the old book. You're just transformed into another.
Gotta ask. I mean,
Yeah.
have you gotten sophisticated enough in your olfactory prowess to say to yourself, this was in the basement and the basement flooded
Oh well,
and the
yeah.
flood was in 1972 and this thing is dried out? Can you do it that? Can you get that specific?
I mean, definitely that is one of the things about resale is you do, you know, if people have been smoking or
Oh,
something's
sure.
been sitting in the sun or like that, like, ooh, this might have a little bit of water damage. But you know, we do a pretty good vetting process to get things in. So when things are coming in, we try to keep our eye on things and make sure that
Make sure it only has a cent of history.
Nice. Oh, I love it. That's great. And of course, you're confirming that it's not a first edition where you could basically sell it for millions of dollars.
Well, also that.
That's the practical side of
Oh
being
yeah, you
a-
always have to take a look at books,
Oh, yeah.
and we've actually had a few that even the consigners didn't realize, and like that's another fun part of the
Oh,
business.
sure.
Mhm.
Sometimes people bring things, and it'll just be like a box of like, well, this was like my dad's old toys, or I've got old books in here. I'm not even really sure what's what in here.
Sure.
And then we do a little research, and people are pleasantly surprised when they get their checks, and we're like, this actually was something, and someone knew what it was to buy it.
So you brought up something that struck me here real quick. Have you ever had anybody, two customers competing for the same item?
Oh gosh, yeah.
And then does the competition go and, oh, I'll give you $20. I'll give you 25. There's 25. Give it there.
I don't think we've ever gone full auction house.
Okay.
But
Call me. I can do it. But if they have any,
Right.
sounds like Bugs Bunny.
Right.
Bugs Bunny's down the street. Hold on.
hang on a second, we'll get
Yeah,
there.
it has happened where when it's real busy in the shop, someone will pick something up, you come to the counter with it, and then someone else was like, oh, I was gonna pick that up.
Yeah.
I was gonna pick it up, you know, it's like one of those things, it's a one
Yeah,
of a
it's kinda
kind.
like finders keepers, right?
And then
Yeah.
a lot of times I will post things on Facebook and Instagram, and I'll get like a line of people for really cool things.
Sure.
And so I'm kind of known for saying, okay, someone else has that right now on hold. You can be number 2, number 3, number 4. But
Gotcha.
I mean, I've had a list.
But you don't auction it off. There's not like a bidding
No,
process.
no, we keep the price what it is to be fair. I
Nice.
have had
Mhm.
people message me and say, okay, just so you know, I'll pay you double for, I know someone else has it or has claimed it, but I'll pay you double.
Sure.
But really though, to be fair, I have to let the first person.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
Ha-
nice way to do
oh,
it. Unless you
yeah.
had some kind of a program where people were entering into it knowing that there was going to be a big
Right.
process.
Right, like if we did like a live sale or something, like people do that on Facebook,
Sure.
that might be more the avenue for that, but no, we keep it.
Nice.
Yeah.
We keep it original, and every once in a while people will buy something, and I always kind of know it's like a funny thing, like they'll like hurry through the transaction and they're just like dot 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 dot, and then the second I hand them the receipt, they're like you have no idea what
Right.
this is.
Right.
You know, it's really cute. And I'm just like, you know what, I'm actually glad then it's all good, because then it's going to the right person.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's funny because sometimes we will have things and we research.
Oh,
You know,
sure.
we do a lot of like comparative researching just to make sure, like, what is this
Yeah.
thing?
Right.
But sometimes people know
Yeah.
a little bit more about it. And,
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's always somebody that's the expert, you know.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Just,
But that's what makes it so interesting. People will share like further history about things, and
sure.
we hear great stories, and
Oh, yeah.
we get schooled on a lot of different avenues.
I just tell you what, this has just been really a great conversation. I appreciate you guys
Oh,
being here. You
oh,
know, it's
thank you.
Well, thank you.
it's really neat to you know, hear your enthusiasm for your work, and you know, the fact that you're neighbors, the fact that you're here in Ephraim and people are coming up to enjoy themselves and they get to come and meet you too, and you know, relax in your store, and hopefully you know, walk away with a gem. That's a beautiful thing. So yeah, again, thanks.
Oh,
Appreciate it.
thank
Yeah,
you.
well, thank you.
And thanks for sharing your hike and the Yeti stuff and all of that good jazz. Because it's real, you know, it's real. But we're gonna scoot out of here in just a little bit, but I'm gonna tell you about the weather. Today, it was about 86 degrees. Right now, it's 86 degrees and a little bit humid. Kids, I love you. But I will tell you tomorrow, it's a little bit more of the same. So if you enjoyed today here in the E-Town or Uptown, you never know, you know, it might catch on, but I don't think so.
We'll get the t-shirt.
Yeah, we'll do. Oh, yeah, yeah. Actually, yeah, let's collaborate on something like that. Oh, wait, hang on. As you can tell, I really don't know what I'm doing with the guitar, but it's cool holding
I
it.
appreciate it.
It's fun though. The
It's
drink
kinda
is, right?
Yeah.
And you know, these guys are here to hear guitar. So I was under a little pressure today, and I don't know whether or not I actually made it, but breaking rocks in the hot sun, I fought the law in the law won. I fought the law in the law won. I needed money 'cause I had none. I fought the law in the law won. I fought the law in the law won. Well, I left my baby and I feel so bad. I guess my race is run. She's the best girl that I've ever had. I fought the law and the law won. I fought the law and the law won. Robbing people with a 6 gun. I fought the law and the law won. I fought the law and the law won. Lost my girl and I lost my fun. I fought the law and the law won. I fought the law and the law won. I left my baby and I feel so bad. I guess my race is run. She's the best thing that I've ever had. I fought the law and the law won. I fought the law and the law won.